my eyes are, to be honest, on Yukino to make things happen here for KCB, because he has been my standout player for KCB, and I think he's such a fun player to watch. And I want to see them give him something a little bit more spicy, give him something with agency. I want to see Yukino just do his thing.
Okay, so where are we looking? Is it like a Kiana? Is it an Aatrox?
I would love these. I'm going to call them Grealish style champion.
Yeah.
With like the Nafiri, the Aatrox, stuff like this that really just can pop off in these skirmishes. Okay. I know that Yukino historically is more of a fight engager with a Vi, kind of also like, I think he played a Skarner game as well. He's definitely been playing many different things, and I want to see where we go. But we do see the bread, the butter, the classic Azir first pick, very tried and true in this region.
Yeah, no real surprises there. Nuke as well loves the Azir, really good on it. So with the Jarvan Pantheon and Rumble banned away by Shifters and Casio, the Varus and the Nico banned away by KCB, it is the Taliyah first lock into that Azir, and then most likely a Vi here. Yeah, going to be locked in as well. Seismic Shove and the Cease and Desist combination is just very powerful.
Right and true, many times. Very simple execution like this for KCB. Big, a lot of responsibility on the smile bros in the mid jungle, as we like to call them. Yukino and Kamiloo always with a big smile on their face. Love to see that. Now with a lot of agency in the game and a lot of Skarner hovers. I wonder if this champion is kind of sneaking back into the meta a little bit. Was really prevalent last year. Haven't seen it that much this year, but here it will be a lock-in for Boukada. Giving Azir kind of a tanky frontline beefy boy that he can stand behind is something that he really enjoys. And with all that gank set up around mid, with those shuffles, with those Skarner angles, will be a lot of plays that are possible to be made.
Yeah, it's just so strong when you have the Impale alongside the Emperor's Divide. Like, people get divided back into you, you impale them, you yank him out, or you yank him back and then they get Emperor's Divided afterwards. Boukada, the only players, I think the only player to play the Skarner so far in the LEC this split, did win on it. So perhaps just something that we will see Shifters deciding they want a little bit more comfort overall. And now with the Kai'Sa locked in by KCB, they've already sort of gone, okay, we want a dive comp, we want to go in, and then there's the Yunara on the side of shit.
I mean, this is giving 2025 Fnatic. When they drafted Vi, Taliyah, Kai'Sa, 1, 2, 3 every single game. We talk about this a lot of time with these teams that are struggling on the lower side of the rankings. Simplify, simplify, simplify. And it can't get much more simple than this. Vi ult the guy, Kai'Sa ult the same guy, shuffle him with a little Taliyah shove and kill him. It's very simple. Really like what they're going for here. Taking out the Bard already makes me think they might want to look for something a little bit more cheeky in the bot lane as a blind pick, because what can you set up with this Bard ban? Would it be a Rakan would work well with this? Maybe a Rel?
It can also be Bard negates dive. Yeah. Right? If you dive in and then Bard uses the Tempered Fate, it's like, okay, well, cool, I guess. Like, we're just all standing on top of it after using all of our cooldowns. On the other side, as you say, like a Rel can work well if the Bard can stop that. Rakan as well can be pretty nice if you are looking for that follow-up engage, and Bard can be frustrating to play into as Rakan because you lose out in the lane because he just has the range advantage on you. And then whenever you battle dance to a teammate, if the Bard is like really good and well positioned, he can just Cosmic Binding you as you land on your teammate, and then you're both stunned. Anyway.
I mean, it's exactly as you say. Now, right now, I think a lot of eyes are on that Ambessa for me. I think with the Renekton being out, with the Xante being out, I think both teams really would like to secure the Ambessa. Really works well with the KCB comps. Also a champion that I think Rooster excels on and is really good in these skirmish-heavy playstyles we have seen. Really like with the tank jungle to kind of set up that pick as well. So will be hovered by Hazel, but not locked in just yet. We will not talk about hovers.
You talked a little about how Yukino has been the standout player for KCB. I think Hazel and Prime have also had some really good moments in the limelight. Prime's Nautilus especially has been really solid. You can see the ban coming out from Shifters. I do expect, as there's the Rakan locked in for KCB, so we talked a little bit about how he's really good into dive. It does struggle a bit into things like the Poppy, but a good Rakan can play around that because Poppy can negate, say, 1 or 2 dashes at most. A good Rakan, when you've got a Cease and Desist, a Killer Instinct, and you've got the Seismic Shove coming out, can just navigate around that.
Yeah, I mean, the fun thing about Poppy is that you think Poppy is good against a lot of dash champions, but the thing with Poppy is that she's good against one really prevalent dash character that she can just shut down fully. When there's a lot of dashes going around, suddenly Poppy's game plan is not quite as simple anymore because there's so many things she needs to pay attention to. And it's, as you say, a good Rakan together with a Vi and a Kai'Sa, there's a lot of things she needs to pay attention to, and she can't really block all of those dashes. Here we see the Ambessa lock-in here for Rooster will be the blind pick, which was implied with that Renekton ban, and I wonder where Tau takes it, because into Ambessa you're kind of free to pick whatever you want. You were talking about stakes earlier.
They've never been higher. It's cows on a plane.
Cows on a plane.
Stakes have never been higher.
Yeah.
Yep. Trymbi will lock in the Alistar. There's the Aatrox.
The Aatrox.
Something we've seen Tao bring out a few times this split. He's had some good performances on it. He's yet to pick up a win on it, but
yeah. And he's been playing with the Ignite Aatrox quite a bit as well. He really likes to go for that skirmish heavy lane play style. Aatrox into Ambessa is a tricky matchup because, as you know, Aatrox has a lot of sweet spots in his skill shots, and Ambessa many dashes.
Yeah.
So the way you play this matchup for Aatrox is kind of you let the Ambessa go and you make her use all her dashes, and then as she's exiting, you go for a mega trade where you just land all your sweet spots and kind of negate that entire trade by Ambessa. So it's a bit of a cat and mouse game, kind of who goes first. If the Aatrox dashes in, suddenly Ambessa can punish. If the Ambessa dashes in, then now Aatrox can punish. So it's a really cool matchup.
And it's also if the Ambessa uses all of her dashes, because you could dash in, just trade with Q, and then dash out. It's like, well, you still have another dash after that. So how can the Aatrox trade back into that pattern? Is he then trying to follow you up, land his Q to interrupt your dashes?
Yeah, it's all about timing, right? Because the Ambessa dashes are usually pretty telegraphed. They have a little bit of a wind-up, so if Aatrox can actually block that dash with the knock-up from the Q, it will cancel that, and Ambessa will be super, super, super sad about that trade. As we're loading in.
That we are. KCB still already out of the playoffs. Still playing for pride, playing for
Prime?
For Prime, yeah. For the sake of their names as well as players. Like they've had some really good performances here in the LEC, but have struggled to get to the level of the other LEC teams, I think, as expected, going into the split. For Shifters, on the other hand, it's hard not to say it's been a downgrade from previous years. Because BDS, although last year didn't have as much dominance near the top, previous years, you know, they were looking at like the 4th, even the 3rd best team in the LEC, and now Shifters sitting at 3-6 have to win this game to stay in the running for playoffs. They don't even guarantee playoffs if they win this game. It's been a bit of a struggle for them so far in 2026.
I miss 1-3, man.
Yeah?
It things that.
Oh, man.
1-3 on Nidalee, 113, my goat.
Okay, yes.
Okay,
your obsession with 1-1-3, man.
Oh yeah, it has to say, like, I think Shifters has a lot of eyes on them right now. They really want to make sure they can kind of join that last playoff spot, and a win today is very crucial. And I really put a lot of eyes on the Trymbi now, on this Alistar, together with Boukada. We need to see them work together. They have that Yunara that has been so strong in our league. It's just a super annoying champion to play against. It feels like she can do everything, kind of.
She really can. It's actually the first time we've seen Paduck bring it out on the LEC stage. She's played a slew of different champions, but Yunara often banned or picked up on the other side, so hard to make sure that you lock in that pick. Hazel and Prime positioning in the second bush here. It's hard for Trymbi to trade back in. He's only level 1 as an Alistar. You've got the headbutt, and he'll use it there to try and deny a minion or two, but doesn't actually manage to keep anything. Oh, one was missed by Hazel, but that was more Hazel missing the auto attack than an actual denial from Trymbi.
I think it does feel nice when you play Rakan and you actually get pushed early, because I imagine when you play Rakan, you're getting pushed in almost every
90% of the time you lose, and then into an Alistar you can win because you walk up and you press Q and you're like, cool,
maybe
I'll
a
heal.
Braum if you're lucky, but even that is a little bit sketchy sometimes, so it's quite nice. Because I feel like Rakan is just such a strong scaling support. He just does so much in these skirmishes, in those team fights. It's usually in that laning phase he kind of struggles a little bit, but Alistar kind of mirrors that exact persona, so it will be interesting to see how they both utilize these champions of similar strength.
Yeah, I think it's always really interesting playing a Rakan into a lane like this, because you can look for pressure on the Alistar, and in level 1 you get it, but after that you're always skirting this line of, if I W forward, does the Alistar flash Q me, knock me under tower? And especially at level 2, it's like, well, I can't do that because I don't have my E, I don't have my battle dance, I can't get back to the safety of my AD carry. So you're always skirting this line of, I want to be aggressive, but also just winning the lane is kind of okay. We don't have to dominate the lane.
I remember when I played with Mickey, he was really good at the Alistar in this matchup. He'd always cancel the Rakan W.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how he did it, because he felt like he always had the upper hand. And I feel like it's a really skill-intense matchups in the support, which is really fun to watch. Boukada has finished his first full clear now, and we'll look for this little Crabadoo.
Yeah, it looks like Yukino just deciding doesn't want to play on the side of the map right now, goes up towards the top crab. And so there will just be an exchange of scuttles. But very quickly, because I love Rakan, we'll talk about it, right? Something you do as Rakan in this sort of matchup is instead of going for the W immediately under the opponents, you'll try and get them just on the edge, right? And then the Alistar headbutt pulverize, or just the pulverize, doesn't actually get a knock-up onto you. As there we go, flash forward from Prime, from Trymbi, looking for the trade here onto Prime and Hazel. Boukada coming across the wall. Gets the suppression onto Prime. Hazel's going to flash away, battle dance, but Hazel has no more tools in his arsenal to escape this. Trymbi tanking the tower. Prime will be able to walk away first blood over to Shifters.
And it's overzealousness here from the KCB bot lane. You didn't have your jungler on your bot side. You need to respect the Skarner behind gank because you can always dodge your wards. Those wards are fake information. You cannot rely on that to protect you. Boukada loops around really nice after the crab and gets a really nice gank off here onto the KCB bot lane.
And even though Paduck didn't pick up the kill, he is able to get a small gold lead. Boukada now 400 gold ahead of Yukino because of that first blood. Hazel will get back here to catch some of this wave, and after having the lead in the early game, they'll be really disappointed with the fact that they burnt the flash out of Hazel, burnt the heal out of Prime, and only actually the flash heal invested by Trymbi to get on them. So Paduck still has his summoners to escape any further plays. Boukada here alongside Trymbi, smite out from Yukino. Boukada looking for the edge of itself, will get the stun into the wall. There's the follow-up, and now Yukino has to flash, but a flash forward from Nuke will stop him getting the Bolt Breaker away. Nuke will be gifted the kill, and Shifters are 2-0 up.
Just look at Trymbi, man. Look how aware he is of the game state. He realizes that now the only play that KCB can make is probably invade our Raptors. Instantly bases, opens up their defense, not the Raptors, but at least gets the trade kill back onto Yukino. Really highlighting why we're talking about this guy so much. Really, really nice awareness. You don't see a lot of supports have that presence of mind to open to the Raptor pit right there.
Just smart in his synergy with the jungler as well. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Boukada was calling, hey, he might invade. And then Trymbi comes out and we look for the play. Also means that even though Nuke has burnt his flash, Yukino doesn't have a flash of his own to really punish that mid lane. The shifting sands out from Nuke should be enough to get him to safety, although it will be tricky because Kamiloo always has that unraveled earth. Paduck and Trymbi do have the advantage now down towards this bottom side, and Hazel and Prime not really able to do too much in the 2v2 anymore. Boukada has been everywhere on the map. Once again, looking towards this bottom side.
And they're really putting in like a high tempo right now. They're really playing really fast. He's making sure that anytime Paduck and Trymbi can look for play, Boukada is hovering around. They really want to start this dragon here, make sure the bottom has push. Nothing went on here, but Prime no W.
Weaver's wall coming out. Boukada will be able to just dance his way across the wall. I think Trymbi not using his spells there is good. You know the initial knock-up is going to cause a little bit of hurt as Prime flashes. They thought the seismic shot was going to hit, but no grand entrance from Prime means that you can escape that.
Now he has to do the big walk of shame back to mid, walk all the way around, because you can't take a complicated positioning. Actually, it's just basing and dropping an entire wave. It really feels bad when you use your move like that and you don't really get anything. You see all these minions die under your tower and you realize the enemy team's just smiling in your face.
It's also one of those really tricky ones when you're playing like the Taliyah or the Rakan, because the seismic shove comes out and Prime could grand entrance in, look for the W, but if that lands at the same time as the seismic shove, they're just going straight up, right? Yeah. They're not actually going back towards your team at all, which is what you want, because you want them coming back over the unraveled earth. Might be why Prime held his W there. Maybe it was just not quite off cooldown yet as well.
I can appreciate the support who just commits though.
Oh yeah,
he saw his mid laner throw out his summoner spells and just assumed they would hit, so respect the grind here. See a little bit of trading here in the bot lane. The wave will probably get stuck here. I think he maybe W that melee out. It's fine.
It's just out. Oh, there it is, back into tower range, but it'll be fine. Yeah. In the end, it will slowly work its way back towards the KCB side. As we'll see Kamiloo still with the push in mid. But just to remind everyone of the stakes of the game, obviously for KCB, they are already out of playoffs, sitting down at 1-8, but for Shifters, they have to win if they're going to stay in playoffs contention. Their fans will be very happy with the start they've had so far and got good scaling on their side and have this 1.3k gold lead. Drake is up, but neither team has really played around the Drake too much so far. In 30 seconds, we'll also have the Grubs coming up.
Look at Shifters here. Boukada and Trymbi is just syncing up here together to try to make sure that there's no way that KCB gets this dragon, because Vi is full clearing down here to make sure she gets all her camps, but Boukada and Trymbi is here just in case she was trying to go for a little sneaky dragon. They can come there and stop it, because if you start a dragon, sometimes it's a little bit hard to go for the fight because you're so preoccupied being hit by the dragon, and sometimes the formation kind of falls apart because your support is there, your AD carries on the bot wave, it becomes awkward, so now it looks like everyone's just gonna base. Never mind, we don't get anything.
Yeah. Nothing really gonna happen. I think they were just trying to protect Boukada in the jungle as well, make sure that you get through his rotation of camps. I'm going to sweep out some of the vision as well. Shifters from their blue side jungle, but there's still a ward going to spot as Tau and Rooster trade towards the top side. World Ender out by Tau means that Rooster won't go for any further play.
Really nice by Rooster, because the way you want to play this matchup as the Ambessa is that you cannot all-in Aatrox when he has ult up, just because how much free stats he gets there. So what does he do? He trades his ult for the Aatrox ult, and suddenly he is now way stronger than the Aatrox, because now if no one has ult, he's just winning.
And he is. Drake secured here. As we see the jump in by Prime. He's going to battle dance away, but Paduck is on the chase. Transcending himself, but won't be able to get enough damage onto Prime, who dances away. Boukada still did use the Impale in that place. He's going to assist Weaver's wall. They'll go in. Trymbi with a good flash. Hazel diving in with a kill instinct as well. Yukino so low, though. Already chunked out. The Emperor's Divide as well onto Kamiloo with 3 kills over the Shifters. KCB thought they'd found a pick, but...
Not the rock. Not the rock, not the rock in the back.
He's going to land another one.
Not the rock.
Headbutt pulverized. Hazel is going to try and escape underneath his tower, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Paduck gets it. Now 3-0 on this Yunara.
Oh, it's a tough one as we rewatch this play here for KCB. They're really committed. They're drafting dive comp, but look at Prime's HP. He can't really follow this. He's too far away. Can't really connect the CC. Hazel jumps in here, but now they just committed too far, too deep, too greedily into the jungle of Shifters. And it's just way too easy for Shifters to like clean this up because they have the Azir, they have Yunara. If they are not under immediate threat, they are just doing way more damage than KCB. That's why when you play a dive comp, you need to dive the carries. You can't dive their
Yeah, when you're going on 2 tanks.
Really good. Good job, boys.
It was really good. It was really good overall. But yeah, you can't go on the tanks, man. They're too tanky at this point. Heart's still complete already on Boukada. Trymbi not even yet level 6, but the Unbreakable will be coming up for him shortly. Cease and desist from the Vault Breaker, in fact, from Yukino. Manages to geometry his way away, but I don't think any theorem of Pythagoras or otherwise will be able to save Shifters from, KCB from this sort of situation. Again, we see the public execution out from Rooster, just trying to force Tao low here so that he can't come across for a grub fight.
Yeah, and he wanted to bait Tao's ult there, but Tao really well patiently holding his ult there, and now suddenly Tao could look for a little all-in here in a bit. I think he's a little bit scared just because now he knows that Skarner just took the grubs. It's a little bit hard for him to look for an extended fight here, but the time as Paduck is going in here on the case, so tries to get a big chunk here. There's a cow here coming.
Hazel, no barrier, does get shielded by the battle dance, but Trymbi still takes the kill underneath the tower. Unbreakable wall coming out from him as well. Will keep himself healthy enough. That damage reduction working out wonders for the Shifters support.
And the stakes are sky high right now. Trymbi tries to get even more space here, looking for these grubs. I think kind of have to give them. Prime looks to get a recall here. Boukada dives in.
Yeah, looking for the Krugs. Impale coming out. Yukino with a good short dash there. And practicing his smash skills to escape that. But still, Shifters get the turret plates. They deny more minions away from Hazel. And it's almost a 2,000 gold lead for Paduck
there's a
right
bleeding wound right now, and I think KCB are struggling to close it. They're just bleeding gold on every lane. Whenever Shifters goes bot lane here, it seems like they're always getting something. Boukada, Trymbi just so active and so measured with their windows here, and it feels like KCB, you need to look for something proactive here because you're just bleeding gold every single second that passes.
But where do you find something proactive? Like, top lane Rooster is going to be hard to dive because he's got a flash, he's got the public execution, he's got enough dashes. Nuke has shifting sands, no flash on him right now, but also has the Emperor's Divide. Bot lane, you're going to try and kill a cow and a massively fed Yunara. That's going to be very tricky.
And this just highlights why Azir is such a strong mid laner compared to something like an Orianna or a Ryze. He is just so safe. It feels like KCB's only avenue is to attack this Azir, but it's so difficult. He's clearing the way from so far away. Always has a Sand Soldier to dash back onto. So hold my breath. It's just a little pulverize on the ground. Really wants this banana bush.
Yeah, he's going to have control of it for now. Yukino looking for Trymbi. Without the Unbreakable Will, he is a much squishier target, but still hardy enough to not be jumped on. Next Drake up in a minute's time here if Shifters want to play for it, and they might as well. They're so far ahead. First item's completed. Nash's Tooth, Eclipse, Heartsteel, Locket complete already as well. Like a Locket before Kamiloo even has a first item is such a lead.
Oh, it is such a hard watch seeing Nuke chunk Kamiloo down to 1% HP almost, while almost hugging his tower. It's just so difficult right now for KCB. I think you need to look for something now, probably on the solo lane with a little cheeky Vi gank. I think Yukino is the only one with the initiative right now because bot lane, nothing is happening. Mid lane, you're just getting pushed in. And Tao, you are just trading like evenly right now with the Ambessa. And Ambessa has Eclipse. It's not easy right now for KCB.
It feels a little bit like fake pressure around an objective with your jungler somewhere else look for a gank, right? So what you can do is around this next Drake, get a little bit of vision in the bot side river, and then Prime, Kamiloo, and Hazel can sort of put their heads close, but not too far, and then Yukino goes top and ganks the Ambessa.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, they just need to get a flash out from someone. Like, they need to get a flash out so they can actually re-gank that lane, have somewhere where they have threats that now shifters need to respond to or play safe in that part of the map. Because right now, shifters are just playing up on every single lane. Yeah. Everyone has flash, everyone knows they're safe if they're being ganked, and it's just so difficult as Prime tries to get out here.
He should be able to get out. He still has Kamiloo. But shifters will use the fact they pushed Kamiloo back in that bot side to take their second Drake of the game, looking for that 24-minute soul if they continue at this pace. In KCB, I mean, they're just trying to get gold wherever they can. There's not really many avenues for them.
I mean, KCB is just sitting here in the chair, watching them take this dragon, just looking at them doing it, and it feels like they don't really, they're not trying to cross map, they're just trying to get farm back onto Yukino, trying to get some avenue of gold, but so difficult now. Boukada is looking at Kamiloo, will be the flash out, and will be some more plays onto Nuke. And
I mean, Kamiloo can't step now, right? Like, you've got an Alistar coming in from the side, even if you have support of Yukino, as Tao is traded on here by Rooster, who dashes out of the Infernal Chains. Tao also losing the top lane matchup as Yukino goes in with the Vault Breaker onto Boukada here. He does still have his flash, and another Vault Breaker in. Trymbi dives across the wall. Ishtal's impact gets the stun. Cease and desist with the quickness won't be enough. Boukada again! Don't go on the tanks! You've got to find a squishy target. Kamiloo able to weave his way away. But no amount of crochet will save the day for them. They can't knit up a solution to the shifters' problem.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no damage right now in the KCB comp. They don't have enough damage. Kamiloo doesn't even have one fully item completed, and he gets it now, but the Kai'Sa can't dive in there as well. Usually you want to go there, and then Kai'Sa will come in from the side, and they will try to nuke down even this Skarner could be under threat, but look, he's just so tanky. They don't have the base stats to even contest with shifters in a show like this. Kai'Sa could ult in here, but what is she supposed to do? She's just gonna die as well. Even if she kills the Skarner, that's not a good trade. And they just have to concede objective after objective after objective. And really, really, really nice dictation of this pace by shifters. They're just choking KCB out minute by minute.
Yeah, really well played so far by shifters. You can argue like the caliber of opposition, but this is what you've got to do. When you're playing up against a team and you need the wins, you just choke them out of everything. Deny them their jungle, get these sort of superficial wards into the enemy jungle, make sure you can spot people who are looking for these flank plays, and then just keep doing this on repeat. You have the Rift Herald up. You can now see Trymbi, he's on the top side of the map. Quelle surprise, he's going to put some wards down there, make sure that Rooster can push out. We might even see a switch towards the top side from shifters to make sure that wave is pushed out before you go towards the Rift Herald.
And nothing I hate more than superficial, shallow wards there. That's crazy. As Paduck tries to get pushed here on the mid wave.
Why do you hate superficial wards, man? They're good, they spot. You put a ward behind the dragon, you spot people?
Shallow medic, and I don't stand for it. They don't have any integrity, the superficial wards. Paduck is pushing mid wave with Trymbi and Fog constantly, sweeping every little inch of vision that KCB tries to put down. And now is where it's difficult, because suddenly shifters can just push every single wave without having people walk up on it.
I do like this from Yukino, both covering for a possible fight, but also, looking for a play, right? The problem is, Rooster just cleared out vision down towards that top side river, and because of that, you don't actually know if shifters are coming up. You don't know if there's one player there or if there are 4 players there. As Rooster and Tao will trade again, Vault Breaker out, Public Execution doesn't hit anyone, World Ender from Tao, but Rooster still has the flash, and again, shifters begin to move up through the river, and because there's no vision there, for KCB, they have to back away from the play. Yeah,
Yukino doesn't want to commit the cease and desist there. Really just tries to get a little chunk, so maybe they can contest this Rift Herald now coming up, but they will have a push here from the Aatrox. But Aatrox without ult, not really a big threat right now. He just walks up and misses a few Qs, but they will start up this Herald, but I don't think you can take this. You got a base and try to re-enter your side, bot side, because Azir is pushing out. He has TP. He'll just come here and take over whenever he wants to.
Yeah, Rooster's going to TP back up towards the top side, and it looks like Nuke is going to be relegated down towards the bottom lane again, pushing into Kamiloo with that massive percentage HP shield on Rooster. Tao knows he can't trade any further, has to back away, but there's no wave there, so he can reset and then TP back up towards this top lane to defend the tower.
Yeah, but I really struggle to see KCB taking a winning fighter on the Herald without that Aatrox ult. I think that is your only hope right now, having that Aatrox pop off with all that VAT, with all that bonus AD. Without that ult, he kind of falls short a little bit on the base stats, so I will imagine that unless they can stall for the Aatrox ult to come back up.
Yeah, maybe they can, but also they're looking to overload that top side of the map. Kamiloo is abandoned bot lane, and shifters will know this. They've seen that no one's been on that wave for a while. They were looking for a Weaver's Wolf flank, knowing the public execution's down, Rooster maybe could have been caught out, but he backs away. Yukino and Kamiloo will use the time to start up the Rift Herald, but again, Shifters immediately move up there themselves, and Yukino, like, he's trying to get something started. The KCB are trying to get something started. There's the Weaver's Wall out. Trymbi with a knockback onto Prime, who goes in with the quickness, but immediately is slammed against the wall. Good seismic shove. Paduck shielded up, though, and with the dive in from Yukino, with that cease and desist, he's underneath the tower for way too long. Impale out from Boukada is flashed away from. Nuke goes in with the Emperor's Divide, doesn't connect. Seismic shove onto him means that he might fall. KCB get their first of the game.
I thought the dive was not diving, but then Nuke dived in and just whiffed the Azir ult there, and really nice for KCB. A small solace, being able to pick up that shutdown onto the Azir, being able to get a little bit of gold back, also probably getting this Rift Herald. Was a bit of a sketchy attempt, but they end up coming out on top, so I think they're really happy with that exchange.
It was super sketchy all around. Yukino was so deep. But as you say, Nuke went a little bit too greedy with the Emperor's Divide, didn't connect. We'll have another look at it.
Prime lived. It feels like he went there and back again by double baggins right now. He goes in here onto Paduck with the flash, gets his W cancelled, but now sneaks out thanks to Kamiloo. And here it looks like it's a really bad fight for KCB. And now Nuke gets a little bit too overconfident, goes in, misses the ult, but it is what it is. It happens.
Was it flashed away by Hazel?
I think it was sidestepped.
No, it was sidestepped? Okay. I just see that Hazel's flash is down there.
It could have been
maybe I couldn't quite see exactly if he used it earlier to
Someone
dodge.
sidestepped it. Maybe it wasn't Hazel.
Yeah, it was probably Prime then. Prime probably sidestepped it because he used this flash earlier on. Rift Herald, that's a roundabout route. That's your own tower, Kamiloo. Yes, mate. So what probably happened was the Rift Herald went down. Kamiloo was like, oh, we can charge this into the tower, and then
he took the
all of Shifters were there.
Yeah, he took the scenic route.
Yeah, but he went to the wrong tower, man. Like.
Yeah, Paduck is gonna kill it. Actually, one thing that is underrated is how much that Rift Herald gives XP. I remember when I played with Hansama, he was always like, okay, leave the Rift Herald, I want the solo XP. Like, classic AD carry fashion. He just wants to get as much XP they can.
I mean, you can get them off Wukong clones as well. You get XP off that. You can level to 6. I think it happened in Worlds like a couple of years ago. Someone leveled to 6 off a Wukong clone and then was able to turn the fight. Yeah.
I don't know who I talked to this about, but there's always this chance that maybe Sion passive is bugged. So I always make sure to try to last hit the Sion passive in case I get double gold. Haven't worked out for me yet, but maybe one day it will. Now, Shifters is shifting their vision down into mid lane here. Yeah, that's really original. Yeah. We'll try to get this mid lane tower down at least. And this is going to make the life a little bit more difficult for KCB. Suddenly you don't have that safety, that bastion of hope that your mid tier 1 represents.
Yeah, no real defense left for them in that mid lane. Means that their sides are a lot less protected than they previously were. They also managed to pick up their third Drake of the game while we were watching the replays earlier on, and we saw Yukino doing the Rift Herald. So Shifters are 1 Drake away, 3 minutes away from an Ocean Soul, or from at least a fight around that Dragon Pit.
You know what it's called when Rooster does a short trade on Ambessa?
No.
Cuckoo! Cuckoo!
That's, I mean, yes. I'll give it to you, man. It was close. It's close enough. I'm pretty sure it's not roosters that go cuckoo. Aren't okay. Pigeons.
Pigeons. Cool. We have different roosters in Sweden.
Oh, you do? Yeah, okay. I forgot about that.
Seeing the vision lines being pushed out. The Baron is now spawned. 3 dragons in the Shifter's bank right now. Will probably be that soul point where next fight will happen. Yeah. You really want to make sure you're there early right now if you're KCB, because you're not going to win in a straight-up brawl. So you need to rely on that positional advantage if you need to find something. You need someone to phase check into Taliyah shove from Fog of War, or like a big chunk from Rakan to get kind of HP advantage somewhere, because if you just walk in and there's a 5 versus 5 and you're just looking at each other, you will never win that fight with this gold deficit that KCB find themselves in.
Yeah, you're a full item behind in the AD carry. Like Fiend Hunter Bolts, the Kraken Slayer and Infinity Edge already complete on Paduck. Rooster looking for this trade as well, goes in with the public execution. Boukada's on the chase, Kamiloo already low, and Boukada's just there to help clean it up. Flash forward from Rooster to follow Kamiloo's flash, as he will pick up the kill. Yukino now behind enemy lines, maybe looking to steal away this Baron. There is some vision from KCB on it. Shifters will start it up.
KCB Yukino license to steal. Will he get this little avenue in here? Shifters seem to not be aware of this. If they have any blue trinkets, he could get a little bit of information that could allow him to get into this pit, and that's all you have right now. You only have this 50-50 chance for KCB to get this Baron.
Prime trying to get in with the quickness. Nuke realizing, hey, we haven't seen the enemy jungler for a while. Let's make sure he can't get in here. Shifters do their due diligence and manage to pick up the Baron. A mid lane tower did fall to Hazel, but unfortunately for Yukino, he wasn't able to sneak his way in there. 90 seconds on the Ocean Soul. And Shifters, they'll have sacked their mid tower for this. Also lost some gold to that bot lane turret, but overall we'll be pretty happy with the exchange.
Yeah, now you just open up on the map again, you push out your waves, you go into the dragon, you get the dragon soul, and then you win the game. This is the bread and the butter of Shifters right now. Can you stop this as KCB? I'm not sure. Maybe you just give the soul and try to get some top lane towers, get some gold back, because you can kind of combat an Ocean Soul with executioners if you have gold to give by executioners.
Who's getting executioners? Tau and Yukino? You getting an Oblivion Orb on Kamiloo?
It's there somewhere, Medic. I wouldn't worry about it.
Hazel can't afford it, man. This guy has 2,000 gold in debt. He can't afford an executioner. I think it'll be
don't worry about it.
Holding the guillotine.
Someone will work it out. Looks like they want to contest this somehow, though. You do have all 5 people there, and I do think KCB realizes they can't give this. They can't afford execution.
At this point, it's Prime trying to sell a locket to get an Oblivion Orb. That's where you're at in terms of healing reduction. I mean, I guess you could go, like, Tau and Yukino could get it if they really needed to, but it just delays them by so much. Drake up in 14 seconds. The Baron power play not too consequential as Trymbi flashes forward onto Kamiloo. Looking for the trample stun, will land it. Nuke diving in as well as Kamiloo falls. And now Boukada's on the front line, and Yukino's going to have to dash across the wall. Enemy mid laner dead. Immediately the call to go towards that Drake for Shifters.
Put her fingers.
I mean, it's great stuff from Trymbi.
Yeah, I mean, I love the
snap engage.
Snap engage, but here,
quickness coming out, season desist there as well. The Infernal Chains will drag him back. Nuke still has the stopwatch. Paduck's going to dash across the wall, dive in from Hazel and Emperor's Divide in time, but still Nuke will fall, and now Tau trying to escape with 4 members of Shifters there. There's no escape for him. The Drake delayed, but Shifters should be able to just turn their attentions back towards it.
I mean, you have to try something. If you just let them get this dragon and just let them set up their siege once again, you will not have a chance. So KCB are trying to find anything they can. Nuke goes a little bit deep, and I think you have to try to pounce and punish that play by Nuke. If you don't, you will just see them taking more and more space here. Yukino is fine. He will get his red buff at least.
And there goes the soul, secured by Shifters. No Baron for them. Now it's going to expire on the next wave, but still, they got what they wanted out of that play. Now with massive wallets, they can start to push down these lanes. We'll have another look at this. Nuke is a little greedy. Yukino does a good job of hiding, and then jumps on him immediately with a follow-up.
I mean, he feels copyright because he has the Sun as Hourglass, and he uses it very, very well, buys so much time, and now Paduck is just untouched. Sure, if you're KCB, you can dive one person, but there's too many threats to dive right now. You don't have enough juice in the tank to kill all of Shifters. It doesn't matter who you go on, the rest of the team will clean that fight up afterwards. So, nice play by Shifters. Little greedy by Nuke, but it worked out for him, right?
In the end, he was able to get another kill for his team, another couple of kills, and they managed to pick up the Soul, which is exactly what they were looking for. A 6,000 gold lead for Shifters. Looks like they're going to play on 2 lanes, top and mid. Don't really want to leave anyone to their own devices down towards bot because they don't have the teleports. Like if Nuke or Rooster had TP, I'd expect perhaps we'd see a 1-3-1. For the moment, they are just going to make sure this topside jungle is entirely denied from Yukino and KCB.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you need to do right now is Shifters. The only thing you need to do in these moments is mind your flanks.
Yeah.
You have one lose condition. If there's a weird flank by like Prime and Yukino together, maybe there's a chance for KCB to take a fight, but in general, when you're winning the game this hard, you really need to be careful that you don't give the enemy team any chance to go on you.
Weaver's Wall out. No one really able to catch there. Nuke is shoved back, but no real follow-up from KCB. As Shifters will take the top lane tier 2, and now rotate their team, or translate their team across towards the mid lane to take the mid tier 2 as well. Yukino having to dash away, and there's too much long-range damage, really, from Shifters. They'll take another tower out of the exchange, and now with 90 seconds left before they look towards that Baron, I wouldn't be surprised if we see one final wave push, resets, steal away this jungle, and then go and try and get that big purple buff.
Okay, Prime, give me the mega flank now.
I mean,
just choose a bush.
How mega are we looking, man? We're looking like... How do you, so you have to go all the way up here, yeah,
I like the alcove.
Maybe into here?
Yeah, but you usually have to predict where the next team will siege next, and we're probably in the bot side right now.
I'll give you the zoom.
Yeah, give me the zoom, please. It will probably be here, because they will most likely try to siege this wave down, and that is where you have to hide.
Do you really think? You don't think they're going to go for the Baron now? Like, I think you just go, okay, I was going to draw as well, but you can just clear it away, yeah?
I just cleared it away.
If it's me, right, I think you go in here, you push through top, you leave this because this is neutral anyway. you get vision along this line, and then you play for the Baron, right? So if you're going to flank,
you can do
have to go
anything right
through
now.
top
You're
side.
absolutely right, Medic. You can just siege wherever you want. Probably top side makes a little bit more sense due to the Baron. I thought they would roll the top side, so they would just open up the other side. But, you know, you can make it easy for yourself. Just choose one side to play on over and over again. And here they will just push in top. They will probably not siege, but the Baron will be started in 36 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's just denial of vision, right? You're trying to deny as much as you can. It looks like Tao might be pathing for a flank in the mid lane. Mid lane play obviously still really important when you, even if you have a lead like this. So I like it from KCB. Push through mid, make sure that this wave is moving up and crashing towards the Shifter's side. They then have to deal with it, but no one's dealing with Rooster. And he's just pushing through bot. He'll spot this Rakan working his way across through that blue buff area on the ward well placed. But not too much deep vision control right now for Shifters, just that single ward. Ishtar's impact. Look for Yukino, who just dashes across still. KCB pushed back a little bit further on the map. They have a couple of wards around. One in that top lane pixel bush and a couple around their blue and the mid lane. Sundisk down. Shifters now turn their attentions towards the Scuttle Crab, which should be able to get them that vision control they so desperately desire.
Yeah, and no Executioners has been bought by the Rakan yet.
Okay.
Or Oblivion Orb.
No, sadly not. Executioner's on Paduck, though.
Yeah.
He also has Lasagnas. Seeker's on guard.
Yeah.
So skipping...
Mini Sonics.
Yeah, minis on it. It's not going for the full mortal reminder, instead saying, well, if they dive on me, I do need to be able to survive. The Baron begun by Shifters, and no real contest from KCB.
Yeah. And now, come on Prime, show me the flank. Choose a bush, choose a bush.
Man, it's Sven Bush time, isn't it?
Yes, it's a, I mean, I don't know who invented this, just find the bush to flank in. I can think of so many players.
Oh, there's great
associate.
players who have done it. We just all remember Sven, because as an Alistar, he stood there for 2 minutes and did nothing, right? So, there were great bushes to flank in. The issue is, how do you get there?
Yeah.
With the Baron up and with Ocean Soul for Shifters, they can just push in. TP coming out, Nuke immediately flashes, cease and desist in, the Killer Instinct as well. Nuke does have that stop bush, but doesn't have a chance to use it. They find the bush, and all it took was Nuke TPing into the mid lane with no defense. Boukada locked up under the tower! Oh, Nuke, that was abysmal, man.
Beautiful bush find by KCB, finally finding the bush they needed. The bush pack into this game here. KCB tries to take a little more space here.
Prime has to dodge away. Yukino going back in with a Vault Breaker to try and keep his support alive. Trymbi flashed in. Tao does have a flank. World Ender in. Unbreakable Will coming out from Trymbi, but now it times out. Yukino diving back in. Rooster jumps onto Hazel on the backline. Tao trying to get onto Paduck, who does have the damage to keep him at bay for now. Still looking for the Q3. Paduck able to dodge away. Tao, though, still alive somehow. Rooster will take one with him. Will take two!
Cuckoo! Cuckoo! What a play!
That's an eagle.
Here we see the bush here being found there by Prime finally. Nuke keeps in, but he's completely alone, and now finally the dive comes, pays its due dividends. Finally works out. It's a great Hubert ball, separates Paduck from the front line, and they actually managed to clean this fight out. And I'm really surprised that Shifters felt the bravado and confidence to go for this 3v5 play. Almost looked like it would work out, but I think Paduck was just a little bit short on damage here. Almost gets it.
So close. Rooster does a great job of just distracting that backline. Well, Tao is trying to take out Paduck, can't quite get it. The Elder begun by Shifters. Prime has found the bush.
He's in the bush.
Kamiloo's there as well, but he is going to get clipped. And now the question is, who can steal? No smite on Prime. Doesn't have that with the unsealed spellbook.
From bush.
Yeah, Elder Drake is secured for Shifters. Now KCB have to back away. If you're Shifters, though, there were flashbacks in your mind. You lost to Giant X. You lost to Lost Ratones with massive leads twice so far across the 9 games you've played. With the Elder, though,
with
the Baron remaining for another wave, but TP coming in from Rooster. Has that public execution Prime there as well. Dodges away from the charm, but
why did he not take damage, by the way?
Because he's full HP. He's got Death Stance, man, and more. He's the Death Stance, the most broken damage reduction item in the game.
I don't know whose dancing teacher is. I want to get the same one. Like, what? He just got hit by everything that KCB had, and it took like 1% of his health?
I think really nice public execution to avoid the quickness charm. Yeah. It got him out of a very sticky situation. Now Shifters can push in. It's their last wave with Baron buff. That expires in 3 seconds' time. KCB has shown some signs of life near the end of this game, but it's been Shifter misplays more than anything. Yukino pushes out the mid wave. Shifter's still going in, have 90 seconds left on this Elder. Drake, the Impale out. Tao gonna get shot by the laser. The rest of KCB who've cleared out the wave though. Next wave still a little bit away, but enough time for Shifters on this Elder buff to be able to continue to push in. The Ocean Soul healing them up as well.
Yeah, you don't have to look at the Sonas to realize the time is ticking now for KCB. They need to make a final last stand there.
Double knock-up seismic shove. The CC chain is massive, but they just don't have the damage. Prime and Kamiloo relegated to the Fountain Shifters will win out the fight, will take down the Nexus, and will keep their playoff lives alive. It was close at times, it was closer than Shifters fans would have wanted, but in the end, they'll take the 50G, they'll take the win, and KCB will fall to 1-9.